Hello, I hope you're all doing well. So it's been about 4 or 5 months since I've done a gig, and tonight is the night that I'm back on stage. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up a looping rig that's small, simple, just to get me going again. So I can walk in, plug in, and play without any worry. All right, let's go. Alright, so I know I want to use this particular board for tonight's setup. So the first thing I need to do is get all these pedals off here and start from scratch. Alright, cool. Got a nice clean board here. I'm going to be using the Chox DC7 power supply here, which is on the bottom. Now I know I want to use my GT1000-CORE, so all of my guitar tones are going to be coming from here tonight. I haven't decided if I'm going to use an electric or an acoustic this evening yet, so I'm just going to set it up to make sure that I have the options to do both. I know I'm going to use my Morningstar MC8 MIDI controller to access all of my patches in the GT1000-CORE. I'm thinking about investing in an MC6. This is probably a little bit big for this small looping rig that I want to do. So, but that's all I have for now, so this is going to have to do. The DD200, I'm going to leave that off. I'm not going to need that one. The Big Sky, also, I think I might leave off. It's pretty big, and I can just use some reverbs in my GT1000-CORE. I'll just have to make sure I resave some of those patches. I'm going to be looping everything into the Boss RC-500 so I can keep it small, and I'm going to use my Boss VE2 vocal harmonizer pedal. I've had this for years. I also have the VE500, but it's on my other board, and like I said, this is just a small one. I don't want to have to pull the other one apart, so this will do. And I've got a Boss FS7 as well. I'm going to hook that into the Boss RC-500 so that I can access the drum loops in there or some other functions just in case I feel like it. I'm going to try to make sure I get this black hole reverb onto the board because I really like it. Get some really big ambient reverbs going on. The Terra Echo and the DC2W, not sure yet. We'll see what happens. First things first, I'm going to see if I can get it all laid out on this board in a way that's going to work. And before I forget, I've also got this little mic switcher so I can loop some vocals if I feel like it as well. If I can fit it, it's going on. You know what? I think that will probably do. That's what we're dealing with. I unfortunately couldn't fit my Terra Echo or the Dimensional Chorus, but I will survive. I can map some things to the GT1000 and the MIDI controller, and that will be easy as. The only thing I'm going to have to watch is this one here when I press that one with my foot, because these on the MC8, they've risen the back and these buttons sit up higher. So I've just got to be careful I don't bump any of these buttons if and when I go for my harmony pedal. For the record, if you have a harmony pedal, please don't overdo it. Make sure you blend it so it's just barely audible. I know it sounds very exciting to have some harmonies in there, but there's a point where it sounds fake and it sounds stupid, so please don't overdo it. Sweet, let's wire it up. Cool, I think I have it all set up. So it's all wired. I'm not going to be tying all of these leads underneath. I'm just going to sort of wrap them up and stick them under the bottom there because I know this is not going to be permanent, so I don't want to stick it down forever. The only thing that I haven't connected is the mic cable coming out of my vocal harmonist to go into the switcher because I can't find my small lead. So I'll just have to run an extra mic lead tonight when I get there, but it's pretty easy, it's just from here to here. And that's that. It took me maybe half an hour or so to put that together. I think I've watched an episode and a half of Futurama here. So it's really easy just to get in and get these things done if you know what you're looking for and if you've got the right leads. If you don't have the right leads, well, you might take a couple of weeks. All I need to do now is plug it in and make sure it works. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so that you never miss a video. And also while you're there, check out the links down the bottom to my original music. All right, let's keep moving. Okay, so you can probably see that I decided to move a few pedals around. Once I put it on the floor, I realized that I didn't like the layout, so I changed it up. So I've got the GT1000-CORE down here on the floor now, my black hole reverbs here in the middle, MIDI controller here, and obviously the looper at the top. That's controlling the drum beat on the looper. I've got my harmony pedal here, and that's the loop switcher. So everything's wired exactly the same. I've just moved the pedals around. Let's just do a loop. I'll show you what it does. So there we go. That's pretty much how I loop things up. So as you saw here, all of my patches and things are on this MIDI controller here. I've got a clean channel, which I've assigned here. I've also assigned a second patch in here to my acoustic rig. And when I go here, I press this looper button, it takes me to the same looper page, and I go home from there to my acoustic rig. And then if I want to bank up to this, I need to change that name, but that's my clean rig. So now when I go looper, it takes me home to here. This home button here has been assigned to toggle to the previous setting, and because I'm only going between the two, boom. So let's just have a look at the looper. Play, I've assigned to play 1, so it's play and stop on 1 and 2. Unfortunately, I haven't got it synced up to go straight into overdub mode. I don't know what I've done wrong there, but it doesn't work. But I can easily overdub once this is playing overdub there. Loop mode on this pedal means that there's going to be no delay. If you don't have that on, if you press the tempo and then press play, everything tends to lag just that little bit. So you want to turn the loop mode on so it's instant, just like you've pressed it on the pedal. Tap tempo here, a memory increase and decrease. And this clear button is amazing. So if I've got something that I want to clear here and I want to come back to the same patch, rather than reaching down to my board and clearing it here or holding down this button until it clears, I can just press this button. Well, actually, we'll just do something. We'll go bum, 2, great. And then we all stop that one. If I want to clear this, I'll just go clear. It takes me up one bank and then back down to the same bank. Look at that, handy tip. This one, as you heard, turns the drum on and off, the kick and the snare. And in my patches, I've got a clean patch. That's my boost on my clean. Then I've got a chorus. This is another separate solo channel, acoustic guitar patch, my pad, and a bass. Everything's being recorded out of stereo from the GT1000-CORE into the looper, because I found if you record in stereo and mono, the track level tends to be altered depending on your rig. So I just do it in stereo, that way I know what's happening. And I'm coming out mono. Even though I'm recording in stereo, I do have the option to do stereo. I've got mono coming out here and the drums coming out this one. I also have another rig set up on patch 10 and 11 where there's no drums. So if I wanted to, I can loop beatbox and loop my own vocals into there and still have my stereo guitar effects going through the looper and going out, which is also an option. Yeah. And there we go. That's my looping rig for this evening. Like I said, I still haven't decided if I'm going to use an electric or an acoustic. I might just take both and then decide when I get there. As you can see, once you've got all the bits and pieces, it's actually really easy to throw them all together and come up with a workable rig. I am going to be diving into the Morningstar MC8 controller a little deeper in some other videos, so make sure you stay tuned and check out those ones. And that's it for today. I'm going to get ready for my gig. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned. See you next time.